Today I am going to describe you about tenses. Tenses means time. It is the most important thing in grammar, English grammar to understand. So verb comes in three tenses: past, present and future. The past is used to describe things that have already happened, earlier days. Okay, yesterday, last week, 3 years ago, etc. like this. Present tense is used to describe things that are happening now or things that are continuous, just like I am teaching you English. The future tense describes things that have yet to happen later, tomorrow, next week, next year, like this. So, this is the sequence of tenses, and each and every tense has four formats. Those formats are indefinite, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. First, I describe you present tense. So in present tense, indefinite means incomplete. Definite means complete. Indefinite means incomplete. So incomplete action is described in present indefinite tense. Present continuous means present progressive, the things which are going on. And present perfect means perfection, the things which have completed, but not far back, just now, which have completed just now. We can't say that it has happened 2 years ago like this. Okay, and future tense describes about our the things, plans or things which may happen in future, like the uh, population of India will become number one by 2050. Okay, so this is the sequence of tenses. First, I am going to tell you about the present tense and the present indefinite tense. Present indefinite tense basically describes about habitual actions, facts, and the things which are going to happen in near future and officially announced. Just like the school closes tomorrow, it is officially announced the school closes tomorrow due to Eid, like this. So these types of things also appears in present indefinite tense, not in future tense. So, but each tense sentences has its own structure which we must follow, otherwise our sentence will not be proper. Just like in Hindi, we use different format to write, but in English the system of writing, format of writing is different. So in basically the affirmative, negative, interrogative and negative interrogative sentences which we use have some sequence of verb, subject, helping verb, each and everything which will makes it uh, proper to understand a tense. So present definite tense which describes about actions of habitual actions basically and facts, composed of is its affirmative sentence composed of subject plus first form of the verb plus s or es. Verb form, you know, go, went, gone, so see, saw, seen, like this. So present indefinite tense affirmative sentence subject plus verb first form plus s or es. But this is a unique thing. Adding s or es to the first form of the verb uh, makes it sound a little different, because the verbs which I have told now, like see, saw, seen and write, wrote, written, doesn't have s or es additions like this. I tell you, this addition is added only in present indefinite tense, because present indefinite tense, when the subject is third person singular number, when the subject is singular and the third person, you know, first person I, we, us, second person you, yours, third person the person or the thing about which we are talking or people are talking. Ram, Mohan, this table, chair, fridge, Delhi, and anything, any noun or pronoun about which some people are speaking, that is third person. If that third person is singular, then we write s or es to the first form of the verb. Okay, just say Ram writes a letter, and The sun rises in the east, I sing a song, you write very beautiful. So you can see the sun rises in the east. Sun is third person singular. That's why I have added s to the first form of the verb rise. Rises, I have made it. Second thing, second sentence, I sing in I is first person. So we don't use s or es with first form here. Next sentence, you write very beautiful. So you is second person. So here also we have not written s or es with write. I hope you have understood it what I wanted to say just yet now. Now when we go to make the negative sentences of these sentences, just I will make, it has its own structure, like subject plus do or does plus verb first form plus other words. Just like we write s or es to the first form of the verb, similarly we have added es to do. So I think you might have understood it where will we will use does. Yes, we will use does when the subject is third person singular. Like here, the sun does not rise in the east. So does makes it negative, and we have removed another thing to note, that when we use does, then we don't use s or es to the first form of the verb. I have removed s from rises. So it is perfect sentence. Now the sun does not rise in the east, if you want to make the negative of the above sentence. Now the second sentence, I do not sing a song. So I is first person, we will write do, and the first form is already there. And the third sentence, you do not write very beautiful. So do, as you know, does always comes after third person singular. So you is second person, only do we will write here. Interrogative sentence, as far as we are concerned, in interrogative sentence is helping verb we bring first. Here helping verbs are do, does plus subject plus verb first form plus object and other words. And if you want to add what, why, when, wh family, you will write it in the first before do and does. Okay, why does you write a letter like this? So let us make interrogative of the above sentences, which will make you easier to understand. Does the sun rise in the east? Do I sing a song? And do you write very well? I think you have understood why I have written does with sun, as I wrote in negative sentence. Does will come first, then subject, then verb first form, and then the other words. Similarly, do first, then I, then verb and other words. Then in the next sentence, do first, then subject, then first form of the verb, and then the other words. Now, students, interrogative sentence are some other types also. Those are called negative interrogative sentences. In this sentence, what we do, first of all, we write do or does helping verb, then subject, then not plus verb first form, then the other one. Does the sun rise in the east? Not rise in the east. Do I not sing a song? Okay, but you might have heard some sentences in which not is already added with do and does. That's it. These are also acceptable, just like don't you write beautiful, don't I sing a song, doesn't the sun rise in the east. So you can also add not to do and does in the starting, and then no need to write after this. So its structure is don't or doesn't plus subject plus v1. So I hope you must have known the formats properly of the present indefinite tense, and it is very important tense, and you just practice it properly, otherwise you will forget the formats and rules, because so many students commit errors while using s or es, do and does, these things. Now I come to second sentence tense of present tense, that is present continuous tense, present progressive we call, just like I am teaching you. So it tells about the present action which is going on, just like I am teaching you English. So it's affirmative sentence structure, I tell you. subject plus is rm plus verb first form plus ing plus object. It is called affirmative sentence. In fact, I tell you in the starting, verb first form plus ing appears in all type of continuous tenses, whether it is continuous or perfect continuous tense. It will make your concept quite bit easier. Subject singular, with singular subject we use is, with plural we use are, with I we use am. Let us see some sentences here. He is playing cricket. So he is singular, we have written is, and then with play we use ing. I am singing a song. With I we write am, then singing. With sing I have written ing. We are celebrating Diwali. We is plural. Again we will use are here, and celebrate plus ing makes it celebrating, then the other words. So this is the sequence of writing the words in present progressive affirmative sentences. Now we come to other negative sentence. It's very easy. Always we write no or not after the helping verb. Same is here. Subject plus is rm plus not plus verb first form plus ing. Now let us make the above sentence, convert the above sentences into negative. He is not playing cricket. I am not singing a song. We are not celebrating Diwali. That's it. You might have seen that after each helping verb is, am or are, we have added not here to make it a negative one. Now we come to its interrogative sentences, when we have to raise question. Is he playing cricket? So what format you have uh, captured here? Is rm plus subject plus v1 plus ing. Is rm comes in the starting, then subject, then verb plus ing, and then cricket. Verb doesn't change, it will remain the same whether in negative, whether in interrogative. We will always write in ing form of verb. Am I singing a song? Am we have written starting, then subject plus verb first form plus ing. Are we celebrating Diwali? Are I have written in the starting, then subject, then verb ing, and then the other words, and the question mark is compulsory. Otherwise, the marks of punctuation will be deducted. Now, the last type of sentence in negative interrogative sentences. Its format is are or am plus subject plus not plus verb first form plus ing plus object. Or if we want to bring not in the starting, then its format will be isn't, aren't, amn't plus subject plus v1 plus ing plus object. Now let us see converts of above sentences into negative and interrogative format. Is he not playing cricket? Or isn't he playing cricket? Am I not singing a song? Amn't I singing a song? Like this. If you practice it, it will make you convenient to understand what the sentences are. Then you will naturally understand the rules and formats. I hope I have provided enough knowledge about the present indefinite and present continuous tense. Next time, I will explain you the remaining two parts of present tense, that as present perfect and present perfect continuous tenses. For now, thank you. Bye. Have a good day.